Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video I'm taking a look at the 4-inch drop sniper running boards in textured black, fitting 2020 and newer Silverado and Sierra 2500 and 3500 crew cabs. And these steps are going to appeal to the crew cab HD Silverado or Sierra owner who's on the hunt for a strong and affordable side step. They have a cool style, high load capacity, and an affordable price tag, so they make a great addition to any truck, whether it's one that works hard, plays hard, or just needs to look cool. We see a lot of side steps come through the door here, and they're easily one of the most popular modifications that our customers like to make to their trucks, whether they're planning on doing other mods or not. And these are some of the cooler options I've seen personally, and I like them for a couple of reasons. First of all, they have a pretty neat, unique type of style to them. Described as a pentagonal shape, they look a bit different than a typical round or square tube side step. And uniqueness is good. You don't want your truck to look like everyone else's, right? These also have the benefit of featuring a big side step. They measure about 5 inches deep and they're about 16.5 inches wide, and they have a 4-inch drop from the main bar. So even if you've got heavy duty boots on, you're gonna have room and you're gonna have grip. Now, the bars have a weight capacity of 500 pounds each, so they're gonna be able to handle pretty much anything you can throw at them, even if two of you need to get up on here to strap something to the roof. And it makes for easy access to the cabin or that roof of your truck should you need to do so. Now, these are a one-piece bar, so that means the steps do not detach, makes them a very solid platform. And they also don't drop down too terribly far. So if you do find yourself out on a trail or a rough road somewhere, these aren't gonna negate your ground clearance either. They do sit up pretty close to the rocker panels on the truck as well, so if you do happen to catch them on something or they get hit in a parking lot, these are gonna take the brunt of the impact versus them being taken up by your rocker panels. And that brings us nicely to the construction. Now, these bars are made from 2mm thick mild steel, and again, they are fully welded together. As you see them on the table, it's how I pulled them out of the box. And they're topped off with a black texture powder coat. They've got an E-coating on there as well for some additional protection. So needless to say, these are very well protected from rust, corrosion, and the elements, meaning that they're going to be able to stand up to whatever you can think to throw at them. Likewise, the same is true for your brackets. These are all made from the same type of steel, and these just feature a slightly different type of powder coat. It's not textured, but it is black, so it's going to match up nicely with them when you get them on the truck, so they're not going to be sticking out too much visually. Pricing here is also a highlight. These are only going to run you about $300, which makes them a really affordable option. And while these aren't fancy like the big electronic steps, these are going to give you a lot of protection for your money and a cool style to boot. Now, I like something simple and clean when it comes to side steps, so in my book, these are a pretty cool choice, and I think they're going to be right for your build as well. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and these should take you about 2 hours to install. These are totally bolt-on installation. They come with all the hardware and the bracketry that you need included in the box. Obviously, there's more than this. I just took one out as an example. Not much more we can say about it here, so with that, let's head out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, a 13mm socket, a 13mm wrench, and a clip removal tool. All right, today we're gonna be installing some running boards on our Silverado, so let's get started. All right, so first thing we need to do is we need to get it underneath the truck, and we need to remove 8 push plugs that are covering the bolt holes. So we're just gonna grab our clip removal tool and take those plugs out. All right, so these are what our plugs look like. We're gonna remove one here and here with our clip removal tool. All right, you just do the same thing now with the 6 other plugs. All right, now we can start installing our brackets. Just make sure you have the right ones. They are labeled driver's side and passenger side. So our bracket's gonna go like so. And we're gonna grab our supplied 13mm bolt with our lock washer and flat washer and thread them in. Then we can take our ratchet and tighten them down. All right, you do the same thing for the other 3 brackets. All right, now we're gonna lift our steps up onto our brackets. You can have a friend help you or have something like a stool to help you prop it up, just to hold it in place while you set it up there. All right, we can now install our hardware to hold on our running board. We're going to take our supplied bolts that already have our washers installed on them and just thread them in the bottom and the back. These are also 13mm, so just grab your 13mm ratchet, tighten it down. Now the top one you might not be able to get a socket on, so I'm gonna grab a 13mm ratcheting wrench and tighten it down. All right, now we can repeat that same process for the other side. All right, and that wraps up our install of our 4-inch drop sniper running boards, textured black for our 2020 and 2023 Silverado 2500 HD crew cab. And remember, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.